Maybe you were like me and you caught Joel Hoekstra first in a Guitar World lesson teaching you something insane.
See if we can get some 3-note per string cool runs for you.
But he's also been in a couple bands. Joel's played guitar in Whitesnake, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Night Ranger, Cher, Foreigner. He's even starred on Broadway in Rock of Ages. He's got his own killer project, Joel Hoekstra's 13, and you can pre-save his first single, The Fall, coming out in November. There's a link in the description. We're gonna actually jam on that track in this video. But as you can tell, Joel can really do anything on the guitar, and he's more than just a technician. He can really pull something out of your soul with emotion and finesse, and then hit you with some 8-finger tapping with ease. And the way he explains his 8-finger tapping technique, that is the educator in him, breaking it down into what he calls fundamentals, these little rhythmic note groupings that make all the madness actually still feel musical. Maybe the most impressive part is he just makes it look so easy. He's just a little nonchalant about it. That's part of what makes Joel so cool. And this is actually part of a greater conversation that I shared with Joel and my co-partner in Shred, Jared James Nichols, on the No Cover Charge podcast. So I encourage you to check out the link in the description to our hour-long plus chat about guitar. And Joel's an incredible storyteller. Even if you don't play guitar, I've had people hitting me up being like, hey, that's just like a really great episode there. So quietly over 20,000 subscribers. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the show. But here we are on Music Is Win, an exclusive look at the 8-finger tapping technique of Joel Hoekstra.
I have like several things that I'll do that, yeah, this will take you into like some of the virtual lesson stuff that I do. Like, let's say you have your 5 patterns of A minor pentatonic, right? Those that don't know, I'm you guys. Before you're back at the So what I do with these is I break down little fundamentals. I found a long time ago that, yeah, it's cool to be able to use all 4 fingers on the right hand or whatever, but shorter groupings leads to a little bit more rhythm in it, rhythmic phrasing. So I got like different fundamentals rather than hold this in my teeth while I do this. I'm just gonna set it down a second. But so there's several different ones I'll teach. Let's say I'm leaving this in pattern 1 and I'm taking pattern 3 with my right hand and I'm doing 6s. Now what sucks about that is not a lot of rhythm. Everything's 6s. So I give people a 4. And then 8s would be like. Then I have one called zigzag 6s, which is what you were seeing there. That's so I'm going to show you what that would be in pentatonic. That's so if I have. So I was putting that in diminished 7. That's the basic idea of that run.
Dude, that is so cool. That sounds so cool.
What's neat, I think, about the tapping thing, more so than like playing fast, or I try and encourage people to find like different fundamentals in a scale system so you can improv a bit rather than just be the guy who goes and finds a triad and twiddles as fast as he can.
Right.
So if I have minor pentatonic and I think about freelancing between those things that we were talking about, like. And then finding your way off to a money note, I always call it. Like,
Money note.
Yeah, I like that.
The runs are great, but until you like find your way off to a bend or find, that's great, but then it's going to be the note that you play afterwards that people connect to.
Do you have like a certain exercise that somebody who would want to tap like that, like where they would start.
I mean, obviously, I'm using like a fair amount of gain when I'm
Yeah,
doing it, you know.
but you
So
could
like
probably
the
do it with this
saturated, having that much gain, kind of, you know, turn the waveform into that as opposed to the spiky thing.
Yeah.
Compression is great. Like if you don't want to go that far with the gain thing, it just depends what style you're playing with it. I encourage people too to find like notes to end on when they're doing them. So whatever fundamental it may be, you're not the guy like stuck on the treadmill that is like, how do I get off of this? Right. So if let's say I'm doing some of those, like the sixes, ending on the A, or whatever it may be to put some, I guess, rough edges around that kind of
Some
stuff.
stank on it.
Well, I think,
Yeah, put some stank on it, exactly. Otherwise it gets a little slick, but I like the thing that's always appealed to me about the tapping when it's shorter like that, like two per hand, is you get a little bit of rhythmic element to it, as opposed to like the more notes it is when it's 6 or 8, it just kind of becomes like these long meandering phrases, at least for me. You know, that's been, I definitely will still stretch out and do some of that stuff occasionally, but for me, that's always been great fun to be able to do that. And I have all kinds of, you know, similar looking at legato things that I'll teach. But I think the important thing for people to realize is like, look, once you have the fundamentals together, that's applicable in any scale system or anything you want to take it to. Mm-hmm. You know, even if I just went total gibberish. Whatever it may be. Outside kind of stuff, whatever it may be, you know.
Rules.
dude, it rules.
I think understanding some of that smooth stuff, but still the ability to take a bend and go. All of them have names, man. If I had, like, you know, my main
What are your other
call
theoretical
six is
names?
number 2, like the main legato run. Whatever that may go into, if it goes into a harmonic minor or whatever, you know, it's that same fundamental. And I always tell them, like, look, man, you know, this can be applied anywhere. It gets almost back to that. So they all have names, and then you find that they play well off each other. You know, if I have a 6 is number 2, the 8s. So if I have a run that's combining those. Botch the bend, Joel. Or just going across. Makes the run more interesting to listen to, just having two different fundamentals like applied in there. You know, runs in general can't carry on that long. I feel like unless they have that, it gets kind of tired if you're playing like one grouping the entire way.